The College of Arts and Sciences is the largest college on campus with 11 departments and 4 interdisciplinary programs, all in the humanities, social sciences, and pure and applied sciences. Despite our college's diversity, we are driven by a common set of values. Student-teacher interaction with collaborative research opportunities, some of which can lead to publication and national recognition. Exposure to a broad range of courses across the disciplines. Out-of-class opportunities for intellectual enrichment and community and university service. The chance to earn class credit through study abroad, and internship opportunities and career preparation. We would like to meet you and show you how your next step can be in the College of Arts and Sciences. We will meet you where you are and take you where you want to be.
I think what makes us unique is that we're family.
My first African American Studies class was for an elective for my major, and I liked it a lot. And I think it's important to study what you enjoy, and so I took another class and then one more, and then I decided to make it my minor.
After I graduate, I've accepted a job with Google starting next spring. Really excited about that opportunity. It means that I'll be able to provide for my family, and give them everything that I hope that I always could.
Our students are doing great. As far as job is concerned, computer science is a booming field right now, and we have students who are getting jobs in the really high-end computer companies like Google. So we have graduates both last spring and students who will graduate a week from now who have offers from Google, and they're starting out with a salary in the mid $90,000 range.
So I really enjoyed the English program. It was a really small community type feel to the department where you knew all of your professors really well, you knew the other students in the program who were the same year as you really well. I took a lot of literature and theory classes, but I also took some journalism classes. So I took a journalism sports photography class and feature journalism writing class for news to kind of get different experiences all within the same major was really neat.
By preparing students to be able to embrace race, class, gender, sexual identity, sexual orientation, gender identity, all of those areas, it impacts them in the job field to be able to address things in all sorts of majors. Because ideally you're going to be dealing with women and genders in any field.
When you come to VSU's history department, we are going to teach you how to contextualize all those facts that you had to learn a long time ago. You're not going to have to memorize dates. It's not the same thing. What we do is talk about what happened and why things happened. And we do so to give you a better knowledge of the world, to help you better kind of cognize all the things that are going to happen in your life. And so my best advice would be to not assume that history is the subject that you got when you were having to fill in the bubble about the date that we signed the Declaration of Independence. We don't do that here. We instead are going to teach you about that document, why it has resonated and why it still kind of matters to so many people. That's a fundamentally different thing. It's going to help you more, it's going to be more interesting, and ultimately, it's going to make you better prepared for pretty much anything that you want to do after you leave VSU.
The INDS program is where that helps me out, is it allows me to have several different disciplines across the entire range of academia, and kind of narrow them all down to a general focus that helps me chart that course I'm trying to have for my career.
I think here at Valdosta, what makes it really special is how small it is. We're like a family in the math department. We get to do a lot of stuff together. We have picnics and we get to watch our professors like try and play volleyball or do stuff like that, and it's a lot of fun. And the people I'm around are wonderful, and I have a group of really close friends and we do everything together. And we're always there to support each other and to struggle when we struggle. And it's a really great department to be a part of.
I think in our department we have a lot of opportunities for students. Study abroad is obviously a huge one for us. We have a lot of different study abroad programs for the different types of areas that students would like to visit in the world, being a modern and classical languages department. But I think it's important to mention too that these programs offer students the opportunities to be engaged in those communities when they're there. So not only are they studying at universities, but they're also They're also going out and working at orphanages, things like that. So I think that part of the community engagement in the study abroad is important.
The curriculum has to do with historic but also contemporary issues, and Native American and Indigenous is branched out now to be fairly global Indigenous contemporary issues, as well as federal Indian law. We have components that come out of philosophy. Native American women, Native American philosophy, both come out of the philosophy department. We have several courses that come out of history.
I would say the content is very unique because in many ways it's the polar opposite of the Western perspective on knowledge, community, individual identity, things like that. So I think it's good to get the entire opposite perspective of what you're accustomed to have, because it can sometimes change your view or make you empathize or understand more.
I came into VSU as just a political science major, and then I took a philosophy and religious studies class, the fundamentals of philosophy, with Dr. Laverne, and I absolutely fell in love. Because honestly, with philosophy, there's no rhyme or reason. There's really no overall general consensus or answer to anything. And some people like to ask yourself or ask me, why would you go into philosophy? There's no answer. But it definitely pushes you to think, and that's what I love about it.
We analyze argumentation, evaluate opposing viewpoints, and offer a sort of insight into why people act and react the way they do, depending upon whether you're going with a religious studies track or a philosophy track. We're slightly different, although many of our courses overlap. So there's a theoretical aspect to this where students study things such as what counts as knowledge, what counts as ethical or moral behavior, but there's a more practical aspect that we do, which teaches students skills such as analysis, problem solving, things that they're going to need later on.
Why should somebody study political science? Really, what better topic to study right now at this particular time in history, when there's so much historic change going on in our own country, in the world. Things are changing at an unprecedented rate, and this is much of this change has to do with politics, and it's certainly affecting politics in different ways. And so, what better time to study politics? What better subject to study to understand everything that's happening in the world today than politics?
I've been involved in a lot of hands-on experiences, from a study abroad to the Czech Republic I did last summer. This summer I'm going to Germany for a study abroad. I've also been involved in Model United Nations, as well as undergraduate research. I am currently involved in biology research, but as well as political science research, studying Twitter posts during the campaign cycle of 2016.
I think our students go away with a really good understanding of the Constitution and the constitutional safeguards that we have as they go to work in their professions, whether it's law enforcement, probation, parole, corrections, juvenile justice, or the counseling services. So I think our students come away with a really good worldview and their place in the world in regard to the helping professions.
For me, I always thought I was just gonna want one thing, but studying the different sub-levels of criminal justice, you do learn from little bits of everything, and just keeping an open mind of what you can be, I think would be the best.